I was admitted to hospital and I was told that I could lose my sight. The pandemic just came to ruin all our lives. It is what it is. It was world shattering. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Alexandra. So I'm starting this YouTube channel because I want to I want to share my journey. Basically, I don't know why, I'm finding this such a challenge, but I'm just gonna try and get over it. But it's so weird because this came very naturally to me, and I think it's because probably the topic of this video more than anything is making me feel a little bit nervous. But I do actually have a previous channel called Wonder Weight Loss, which I will link. And in that channel, I was doing exactly this. I was talking about my weight loss journey. The difference between that channel though and this one is I mostly documented a lot of things post the dramatic weight loss that I had. Whereas, because of, decisions in life, or situations in life, I should say, I've put all the weight back on. And I'm finally in a place where I'm going to start tackling it again. But I thought rather than because I still want to really share everything I'm doing, rather than just like lose the way, grind and graft behind the scenes, I should take you along for the journey if you care to join me. So that's what I'll be talking about in this video. I'm going to be talking about how I gained the weight, why I gained the weight, why I'm now ready to talk about it, and what I'll be doing to be able to tackle my weight gain, and what I'll be doing to lose weight, and what things I'm going to put into practice and the habits I'm going to create to help me do that. So yeah. Obviously, let's address the major issue. How did I gain all this weight? What the hell happened? I obviously, to do that though, I'll have to go back in time a little bit. So I would say 2015 was when I was this big, the first time in my life. I've always been very, very big anyway. As a child, I was a chubby child. I probably was only slim as maybe a 7-year-old type of thing. So I was definitely a chubbier person. So I was never huge though. I was just on the bigger end of the scale. And then in 2015, I lost a very close family member, and I just wasn't taking care of myself. So put all that weight on. And 2015 actually was the year I thought, let me do something about it. But I'd actually lost that family member a few years prior. So basically, I was very, very afraid of becoming very unwell. Actually, I was admitted to hospital and I was told that I could lose my sight if I didn't address the weight gain. So that obviously petrified me, and I was just like, oh my goodness, how can I become partially impaired or whatever it is because I've gained weight? I have to get my act together. Well, obviously it was a lot of deeper issues than that, but that is how I rationalized it to myself, that you've done this, get on with it, sort it out. And that really worked for me at the time. It made me commit, and I lost the weight successfully, and I kept it off for a long time. Let's fast forward now from 2015, we'll fast forward to 2020. Why does that date ring a bell? Basically, pandemic.
To my house, but
the pandemic just came to ruin all our lives, and it definitely had an impact on mine. So to be very honest, I was already gaining a little bit of weight prior to the pandemic, just because I was being a bit lazy, not really hitting my nutrition goals and my fitness goals, things like that. Nothing really major. But obviously the pandemic didn't help anything because everyone was much more, everyone was less active, probably just eating to fill in the time, that sort of thing. But in my case, I lost my dad, and that was, well, it is what it is. It was world shattering. I'm a deeply family orientated person. I have an incredibly good relationship with my siblings and my mom and my dad. So it was tough. It continues to be tough. It didn't suddenly get any easier. to accept that loss at all. Like, the impact that it had on me, losing my dad, was like nothing I've ever experienced in my life before. Nothing I ever want to. I mean, I don't know if there's anything in life that can ever prepare you for losing someone you deeply love that way. It's just something incredibly hard to reconcile. So it obviously, I mean, not obviously, in my case, I just stopped looking after myself. I didn't care to. It wasn't like a conscious decision that from this day forth, I will no longer, no. It was just, it just happened. It just so happened that my health was no longer a priority to me, as were other things in my life. There was loads of things that no longer were a priority anymore. And the biggest thing was my health and my fitness. And that was something that I was very like, it was like habitual for me, you know, eat this much, exercise that much, eat this much, exercise that much. So when something like that just like drops you off a cliff, you sort of lose sight of yourself. And in my case, I did anyway. So with stopping all of those really good habits that I'd built, the weight came rushing back. And the reason why I would add the pandemic, which just amplified things for me, was because I was already at home all the time. I couldn't go, you know, nobody was going out to exercise really, in terms of using their gym memberships, things like that. You were just eating whatever you had your hands on type of things in the house, you know. You weren't going to see friends, so everyone's mood was already really down. All of those factors just amplified the fact that I wasn't even looking after myself in the first place. So the weight just came on so fast, and it was almost like in a blink of an eye, I was back to where I was. So why am I now ready to talk about all of this? The same way that I feel that I'm now ready to tackle my physical health, before I could get to this place, I had to tackle my mental health. And tackling my mental health, or facing my mental health and managing my mental health, is how I'm here now, being able to discuss this. I got very good professional help, and I got very good, and I continue to get incredibly amazing, out of this world family and friends support. And that is what has been the game changer in my life. Having the professional support was a good thing, because obviously they're a professional. I guess they're trained in like recognizing patterns of grief, helping for this person to cope, that sort of thing. So it was very, very good in that respect, getting the professional support. Getting the support from my family, or better, the support that we gave each other. Obviously we were all going through the same pain, so we were able to support each other that way. It was a very safe space to be able to support each other. It continues to be, because we are constantly checking in on each other, seeing how we all are, supporting each other. And because of that, I have been able to almost start living my life again, because I feel like in the last year and a half, I feel like I've almost been on autopilot, where I was doing things because they had to be done, but I wasn't present almost. So now I feel like I'm present in my own life again. And one of the things that also helped me be able to do that was just thinking of my dad. I mean, I talk to my dad every day, because, you know, he's still very much here with me. And that is what I believe. One of my dad's biggest things, not only what he practiced, but what also he taught us, was he had a very big philosophy of legacy. He always used to talk about his ancestors and all of that sort of thing. Obviously your ancestors, somebody one day, my descendants, I will be their ancestor. So he was always talking about legacy and the impact that you can make to the world and people's lives. So almost like he knew there was life beyond him. There was life before him, and there's going to be life beyond him. And it was almost about, what can you do to contribute to that line before, you know, it's your time to depart this world, type of thing. That in a weird way helped me get over the excruciating pain of losing him, because it made me realize that my dad would be devastated at the idea that I like kind of checked out because I'd lost him. If anything, he would definitely want me to continue living my life, enjoying my life, you know, doing things that are helping people, impacting people's lives, doing things that I find inspiring or motivating in my own life. And he was so much about that. That helps to keep me motivated in different things I do in life, and not feeling like moving on with my life is equivalent to forgetting him. But actually moving on with my life and doing things in my life that are impactful is actually the exact thing he would want. And doing those things is almost how I show him my love, and it is also how I show him that he's very much a part of my life. So now that I'm feeling better again, how am I going to lose all this weight? Because there is a lot of it to shift. I've gained 10 stones altogether, and currently I think I'm 21. I want to say 21 and a half, but I'll measure it and I'll put it on the screen. But basically I've gained a lot of weight, and I actually started kind of trying to lose weight in, I want to say, November of last year, and I was successful. I did lose a stone, so I am a stone lighter actually. So then I was 22 and a half. So I now want to get back to the weight I was. What was I, 11 stones or so, or something like that? I was like 11 and a half, and I'm 5'4", so my BMI is like crazy high right now. I'm pretty sure it's 50, which is like a gargantuan number. But obviously I don't fully like subscribe to the whole BMI thing, because it has to take into consideration your body composition and yeah, exactly, because it doesn't take into consideration like your body composition. It's not the most accurate way of telling whether or not you're at a healthy weight. But of course, once your BMI is as high as mine for my height, it's just, I was a super active person. Like, I was definitely like all day, everyday gym type of person. I was particular on how I ate, because in my family, like the women in my family, weight gain is our superpower. So I have to work very, very hard to stay in shape. So, and I love the energy that I get. I love that I reduce all these like risk factors that I could be suffering from. So those are my main motivations to losing weight. And I miss all my clothes so much. I know I could buy more clothes, but I miss those clothes. those are the clothes I want back. But so the plan, actually I'm gonna go like into detail in another video as to exactly what I'm doing to lose weight, but very broadly speaking, basically, you know, more active, eating better, eating at better times of day, monitoring my progress, and taking you all on this journey, because I'm really, really excited to almost document like a video, a vlog, essentially a video diary, I should call it. I'm really excited about documenting this video diary for my weight loss journey, because what I did previously, as I mentioned, I lost all the weight, then I came on and said, oh, surprise, I did it. But I think watching the journey is probably even more exciting, because, you know, when you watch people online, like I'm obsessed with YouTube, and even when you watch people who first started videoing, or, you know, documenting whatever they're documenting, and even just seeing the improvement in the quality of their production is very, very cool. Obviously watching weight loss transformations I absolutely love. And or people like someone who like wants to buy a new house, and you see the grafting and the grinding, or just watching someone's YouTube channel grow. I love watching a journey. I love watching a growth. So I just thought, well, I'm about to embark on something myself, so why didn't I put it out there again? But yeah, so that's the plan. Obviously terrifying to like put yourself out there and let people see all the flaws and the ups and the downs, and it's just like, why am I doing this again? But you know, why not? I absolutely love like documenting things in a videographic kind of way. So I thought it would be really, really fun to share the journey. And also, you know, people can take some tips if they think, oh, this might work for me too, or I didn't consider this, or maybe I could also adapt this in my weight loss journey if you have a weight loss journey. But yeah, that's the plan, and I'm looking forward to all you joining me. Like, obviously, like, subscribe, and come along with me on this journey. Bye.